arena.
Based on what we saw on video and what LeBron James said, no, I don't believe that. I think that in this day and age, particularly with what the world is going through, and specifically here in America in the sports world, to see fans heckling players and stuff like that is actually welcomed, to be honest with you. Now, there are limits. Russell Westbrook and various others can speak to that, because some things that are said are completely and utterly uncalled for. In my years of covering the NBA, I've seen many occasions where fans definitely cross the line with some of their language and some of the things that they said. But other times when they're heckling you and bothering you, I don't think that it warrants ejection. I think going over to them and telling them to watch their language is about as far as it needs to go, because in most instances they know how to heckle you while minding their manners in terms of their language. And I think that they're definitely capable. I'll give you a personal experience, Max and Molly. I was at the Rams Kansas City games. Remember that Monday night game years ago when Kansas City lost to LA 54-51, that epic Monday night football game? Well, I'm in the suite for ESPN LA radio, and fans were screaming at me and stuff like that. And one of the guys was getting out of control and he was heckling me. And security went over to remove him. And I told security, no, leave him alone. It's okay. And I looked at the guy and I just said, just watch your language. Just watch your language and you good. And he actually thanked me for it. He still heckled me, but he heckled me in PC fashion, not rated R. And as a result, we all ended up having fun. I was messing with them. They were messing with me. And it's all in fun. And I think that's the kind of thing that LeBron is alluding to when he talks about how the fans shouldn't have been ejected. She seemed a bit acerbic when she jumped into the fray, whoever that person was, with the gentleman LeBron was arguing with. But I appreciate what LeBron is saying. You kind of missed that, and you want to see that because the fans are an integral part of what makes the game special. And watching these games without them in attendance, even though I really appreciate the players playing and playing with the fervor that they're playing with, I really do miss the fans there. So I appreciate where LeBron came from on this, and I agree with his assessment.
Yeah, first let me say, LeBron can get down in the mud and wrestle and come out clean. Like, the way he handled this was just right. First of all, his tweet, courtside Karen was mad, all caps, is hilarious. And even the fact that he said she shouldn't have been ejected, he likes the interaction, the fact that he's going back and forth with them, it's all good. And she should not have been ejected, based on what I understand, except I have to say this. When you talk loud and a lot, that's how you spread COVID, right? Like, that's what you like, because it's really expectorant. It's the particles coming out of your mouth. I know it sounds disgusting or funny or whatever, but that's what the mask really does. The mask is not there to protect you. Your mask is there to protect me. My mask is there to protect you. And it looks like we're in the home stretch of this thing. The vaccine is coming out, but it's going to take some time. You don't want the thing to mutate. There's still high mortality or like people dying because there aren't enough hospital beds, stuff like that. So we still need to be careful. And if the mask is off her face and she's yelling, I don't know, Stephen A., if she was warned to put her mask back on and she didn't. But if she's yelling with her mask down, then I could see that being the basis of her removal. That has not been reported, that they told her, hey, put your mask back on, and they didn't. But that's one way I could see, okay, I get it. She's got to go. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like just even cursing back and forth. It's not like there's a way that you can use language that you can't repeat, for example, on ESPN airwaves, that is still not over the line in terms of kind of common trash talking. And it seems like that was the case here. So unless it was a mask issue, I don't think, based on what I know, she should have been removed.
All right. Courtside Karen, I'm dead. That was absolutely hilarious. Max, we'll leave it there. When we come back here on First Take, guys, George Kittle's going to join us. He knows what it's like to face the Chiefs in a Super Bowl. And I don't know what we're...
We got LeBron, we got Trae Young. We're going to pick it up in the fourth quarter because this was a good game. The Lakers are up by 2, and LeBron would score 21 on the night. The fall away 3, and the Lakers extend the lead to 5. Same score now. It's LeBron. Watch a little fancy behind the back here, and then there's Kyle Kuzma. Lakers got 32 points off their bench. They're up by 8. Now, here's the controversial moment. In the fourth, Hawks trying to inbound. Keep an eye courtside as a fan appears to be chirping at LeBron. Atlanta is allowing courtside fans. The fan would pull down the mask as she was speaking, which obviously is problematic at this point for any number of reasons. In the end, 2 men and 2 women were removed from the game. She had a lot to say later on Snapchat. We'll have more on that in a moment. First, let me show you how the game ended. Under 2 minutes to play, Hawks down 4. Trae Young, that's his only 3 of the night. He had 25. It's a 1-point game. Just over a minute to play. Still a 1-point game. LeBron, top of the key. Lakers had just 7 threes on the night, but that one makes it a 4-point Laker lead, and then under a minute to play, same score. Hawks down by 4. Need a bucket. Don't need this. We got defense. We got transition. We got LeBron going the other direction. Yes, and it's good. 21, 9 assists, 7 boards. The Lakers get the win, 107-99, but afterwards, this was what LeBron was talking about.
I'm happy fans are back in the building. I miss that interaction. I need that interaction. We as players need that interaction. I don't feel like it was warranted to be kicked out. There was a back and forth between 2 grown men, and then when someone else jumped into it and said their piece, and it kind of got blown out of proportion.
So he never really seemed that upset about it. Again, her reaction was widely seen on social media last night. And then LeBron, after seeing that, tweeted, "Courtside Karen was mad. The Hawks are one of 9 NBA teams currently allowing fans to attend their game."
And we start with the NBA. 4 fans ejected. They had a little bit of a verbal spat with LeBron James as the Lakers end their road trip with the victory 107-99. This, by the way, came in Atlanta. This is LeBron James saying he sort of enjoyed this back and forth.
I miss that interaction. I need that interaction. We as players need that interaction. I don't feel like it was warranted to be kicked out. There was a back and forth between 2 grown men, and then when someone else jumped into it and said their piece. And it kind of got blown out of proportion. It's just like sometimes on the floor when 2 guys get into a scuffle, or get into a little like jostling, and the refs come and try to break it up really fast, and it looks like it's bigger than what it really is. That's what it pretty much was tonight. But the difference, we're on the court and we're not having any alcoholic beverages. So they might have had some alcoholic beverages on the side, so that could have made them feel a little tougher than what they really are, I would say.
Huh. I didn't realize.
That's what happens when you have those courtside mojitos.
I was about to say, I didn't realize they were courtside.
Yeah.
Because most of the games with the fans in, they're several rows back. They're kind of close right there.
No,
I didn't realize that.
Well, look, they're not actually. When LeBron, this is the second time this has happened in Cleveland with an executive that was sitting courtside. A lot of these states are allowing fans to sit courtside. And here's what I would say: they got removed because they removed their mask. But I love the fact that fans are actually able to engage in trash talk. And I know LeBron James feels the same way. This is their chance to actually take their competitive thoughts to a different level, and allows players to interact with them, which is what we all want. That's what we're missing from live sports and having fans in the arena.
Yeah, that's cool, but I don't need them that close to me. Good.
What do you mean you don't need them that close to you?
Not right now, man. Go up a few rows, dog. Go up a few rows, and you can scream and yell all you want. Too close to
what they did in Miami, they're having dogs that are actually smelling the scent of COVID, whether you believe that or not. It'd be interesting to see what the science says about that. But they're going through all these different measures to have fans back in the arena. I like having fans back in the arena. I think
it's great to have fans back in the arena, but I don't need you sitting courtside, dog. No. Go up a little higher.
Yeah, and bottom line, this is a headache for the NBA. If 3,000 fans getting into the building is not worth this sort of interaction for LeBron and the negative images the league is going to get. If you're going to put 20,000, let's be honest, the Hawks don't draw a lot of fans, but when somebody like LeBron comes to town, Atlanta's a weird city. It's a pro sports city that's more of a college sports city, but when LeBron or Michael would come to town, the place would fill up. So the Hawks generally don't fill their building anyway, but to me, if you're allowing a handful of people inside the building and the trade-off is having this discussion this morning, it's not worth it for the NBA. Speaking of keeping people close.
On being an MVP favorite.
I don't think